Another dream is within reach. A student opens up a book. An entrepreneur takes another look.
Civic participation is not a single moment. It is a lifelong pattern. From young students learning responsibility to adults serving in their communities to seniors sharing wisdom and experience, every stage of life has a role to play in civic engagement. Tonight, our panel asks, how can communities inspire lifelong civic participation? Welcome to the Thunderdome. Good evening and welcome back to America Together Radio. Last episode, we explored celebrating local success. Tonight, we focus on building long-term habits of civic engagement across every generation.
So civic participation isn't just voting or volunteering.
Exactly. It includes everyday actions, community involvement, shared responsibility, and staying engaged throughout life. Tonight we'll discuss civic education, youth engagement, adult participation, senior involvement, volunteer pathways, and practical ways communities can build lifelong civic habits. President Pipeline, when a community wants to inspire lifelong civic participation, where should it begin? We'll hear your answer right after the break.
Through the hills and paints the pasture gold. The fences stretch across the land past.
Welcome back. Tonight's question, how can communities inspire lifelong civic participation? President Pipeline, will begin with you.
Thank you. Lifelong civic participation begins with simple habits. Help a neighbor, attend community events, volunteer when you can, stay informed about local issues. Small actions practiced consistently become a lifetime of service.
So participation grows through everyday experience.
Exactly. People are more likely to stay involved when civic engagement becomes a natural part of life.
Sometimes one positive experience encourages someone to stay involved for years.
Service often begins with a single opportunity.
Liberty Jack, your perspective.
Invite people of every age to participate. Give young people meaningful responsibilities. Welcome adults with busy schedules. Encourage older generations to share experience and mentor others. Everyone has something valuable to contribute.
So civic participation belongs to every generation.
Absolutely. Communities become stronger when everyone has a place to serve.
Participation builds ownership.
Ownership builds stronger communities.
The more people contribute, the more connected they become.
A wonderful beginning for tonight's discussion. After the break, Lady Progress discusses civic education, mentorship, and developing lifelong habits of engagement. Captain Constitution explores responsibility, citizenship, and sustaining civic participation across generations. Stay with us.
Worn around the edges with age. A young man standing proud in a suit and tie.
Welcome back. Tonight we're exploring how communities can inspire lifelong civic participation. So far we've discussed everyday civic habits, welcoming every generation, and building a culture of service. Now let's continue. Lady Progress, how does civic education encourage lifelong participation?
Communities become stronger when people understand how they can contribute. Teach civic responsibility early. Offer opportunities to practice leadership. Encourage service learning and mentorship. Knowledge gives people confidence to participate.
So learning and participation grow together?
Exactly. People are more likely to stay engaged when they understand how their efforts make a difference.
Captain Constitution, what role do citizenship and responsibility play?
Citizenship is strengthened through consistent responsibility. Honor commitments. Respect others. Participate thoughtfully. Strong civic habits practiced over time help communities remain healthy and resilient.
So civic participation is a lifelong responsibility.
Very much so. Every generation helps shape the future through its example.
President Pipeline, what stands out to you?
Communities thrive when participation becomes a lifelong habit.
Every generation has something valuable to contribute.
Education opens the door to engagement.
Responsibility sustains strong communities.
Sometimes the greatest civic lesson is watching someone quietly serve year after year.
Good examples often become lasting traditions. Market Maverick off microphone. And sometimes they also remember where the folding chairs are stored. After the break, Market Maverick discusses practical ways communities can inspire lifelong civic participation. Professor Data explores research on civic engagement across generations, and the People's Advocate shares everyday habits that encourage lifelong involvement. Stay with us.
I'm Jeremy Levan. Rural communities understand problems that national politics often ignores. Distance, roads, hospitals, water, agriculture, energy, broadband, schools, and local services are not abstract issues. They are daily realities. America Together 2028 wants those voices included.
Climbs over prairie grass and paints the fields with gold. The ranchers rise before the daylight, past stories waiting.
Welcome back. Tonight we've discussed civic habits, education, mentorship, and responsibility. Now let's ask an important question. How can communities make lifelong civic participation part of everyday life? Market Maverick, what practical steps inspire lifelong civic participation?
Create clear pathways for involvement. Offer volunteer opportunities for every age. Welcome newcomers. Recognize consistent participation. When people know how to help, they are more likely to stay engaged.
So accessibility matters.
Exactly. Communities grow stronger when participation is simple, welcoming, and meaningful.
Professor Data, what does research suggest about lifelong civic engagement?
Research often associates sustained civic participation with early civic education, volunteer opportunities, mentorship, strong community relationships, and regular opportunities to contribute. Communities benefit when engagement is encouraged throughout every stage of life.
So civic habits can last a lifetime?
Very much so. Positive experiences encourage continued participation.
People's Advocate, what practical advice would you offer listeners?
Start small. Stay involved. Invite others to participate. Keep learning about your community. Consistent participation creates lasting impact.
Quick thoughts.
Every contribution matters.
Service strengthens citizenship.
Learning encourages participation.
Responsibility builds resilient communities.
Community stewardship is a lifelong habit.
After the break, each mascot shares one habit that helps communities inspire lifelong civic participation. Then we'll conclude tonight's discussion and preview our next episode. Stay with us. Welcome back. Tonight we've explored how communities can inspire lifelong civic participation. We've talked about civic habits, education, mentorship, responsibility, and staying involved throughout life. Now let's close with one final question. If you could encourage every community to practice one habit that inspires lifelong civic participation, what would it be?
Choose one way to serve your community and keep showing up. Consistency turns good intentions into lasting impact.
Invite someone new to participate. Communities grow stronger when service is shared.
Never stop learning. Knowledge helps every generation contribute with confidence.
Honor your responsibilities with integrity. Citizenship is strengthened through dependable action.
Care for the places you share. Stewardship is a lifelong form of civic participation.
Make participation welcoming and practical. People stay involved when they know they are valued.
Encourage others whenever you can. One invitation can begin a lifetime of service.
Continue evaluating civic engagement programs and expand the practices that help residents remain active throughout every stage of life.
Communities are strengthened by people who stay engaged. Every helping hand, every lesson shared, every hour volunteered, and every generation that participates helps build a stronger future together.
What's next inside the Thunderdome?
Next time, our panel explores Episode 073, How Can Communities Encourage Respectful Public Dialogue? We'll discuss listening, civil conversation, constructive disagreement, shared understanding, and creating spaces where people can solve problems respectfully together. You've been listening to America Together Radio, simulated mascot debate Thunderdome. Today's discussion featured fictional mascot characters created to explore civic ideas through respectful conversation. The characters are fictional. Their conversations are intended to encourage lifelong civic participation, service, responsibility, and stronger communities. Thank you for listening. Until next time, keep serving, keep participating, keep building together, and we'll see you inside the Thunderdome.
The same as they have through the years. watching seasons come